For years, global work followed a familiar map. The same cities, the same hubs, the same assumptions about where opportunity lived. Remote work was supposed to change that. The promise was simple. Location would stop mattering. But something unexpected is happening. Instead of dispersing evenly, global work is reconcentrating. Just not in the places most people are watching. Not because of lifestyle, not because of hype, but because of systems. This video is about why global work is quietly concentrating in new places, and what actually determines where it can function at scale. When remote work first expanded, many people assumed geography had been defeated. If you could work from anywhere, then everywhere should benefit. But work doesn't exist in isolation. It depends on infrastructure. To work globally, you need more than a laptop and an internet connection. You need stable banking, predictable tax treatment, legal residency, reliable payments, data protection, time zone alignment, access to flights, and institutions that don't break unexpectedly. These aren't lifestyle preferences, they're constraints. As remote work matured, companies and workers alike ran into friction. Payroll became complex. Cross-border compliance slowed hiring. Banking access varied wildly. Visas determined who could stay and who had to leave. And gradually, a pattern emerged. Some places made global work easy. Others made it exhausting. This is why global work didn't decentralize opportunity, it filtered it. Cities and countries that already had strong financial rails, clear residency frameworks, reliable infrastructure, institutional trust, became magnets, not because they marketed themselves as remote friendly, but because systems worked without drama. At the same time, many traditional remote work hubs started to struggle, not because they weren't attractive, but because scale exposed weaknesses, overloaded infrastructure, unclear tax rules, housing pressure, regulatory ambiguity. What worked for a small community didn't always work at volume. Global work doesn't move toward charm. It moves toward predictability. This matters because global work is no longer fringe. It's embedded into how companies operate. Distributed teams, cross-border hiring, global contractors, remote-first workflows. These are now default for many organizations, and defaults demand structure. As companies professionalized remote work, their needs changed. They stopped asking, where is cheap or fun? And started asking, where can this operate cleanly for years? That question reshapes geography. Places that are quietly winning tend to share similar characteristics. Not perfect, but legible. Rules are clear. Processes are boring. Institutions function. When something goes wrong, there's a system to resolve it. That stability reduces risk, and reducing risk is the fastest way to attract global work. This is why global work clusters near financial centers, regulatory hubs, logistical crossroads, cities integrated into global systems, even in a digital world. Artificial intelligence accelerates this dynamic. AI increases productivity, but it also increases exposure. When work scales faster, mistakes scale faster too. That makes companies more sensitive to legal environments, data governance, security standards, institutional reliability. So as AI spreads, geography becomes more important, not less. This also explains why some places suddenly feel discovered. It's not because people suddenly noticed them. It's because systems reached a tipping point. Payments became easier, connectivity improved, regulations stabilized, institutions matured. And once those layers align, global work can arrive quickly. From the outside, this looks like a trend. From the inside, it's infrastructure catching up. For individuals, this creates a new kind of decision. It's no longer just, where do I want to live? It's, where can my work actually function long term? That's a structural question. For students and early career professionals, this shift is subtle but important, because early positioning matters more in a global labour market. Where you live influences who you meet, which opportunities appear, what becomes normal, how visible your work is. Remote work expands access, but it doesn't equalise outcomes. The places where global work concentrates quietly shape career trajectories, startup formation, capital flows, knowledge spillovers. These effects compound. None of this means global work is becoming exclusive, but it is becoming selective. Not about people, about systems. The mistake many make is thinking this is about freedom. It's not. It's about friction. Global work flows where friction is lowest, across borders, institutions, and time zones. This is why some places feel suddenly obvious in hindsight. They didn't change overnight. They just reached the point where global work could scale without breaking. Understanding this matters because the map will keep changing. Not dramatically, not loudly, but quietly as systems evolve. The future of global work won't be decided by slogans or lifestyle trends. It will be decided by infrastructure, regulation, institutional trust, and how well places integrate into the global system. So, when you see global work concentrating in new places, don't ask, why there? Ask, what finally made it work? Because in a world shaped by AI and distributed systems, opportunity doesn't go everywhere. It goes where structure already exists, or where it has just quietly arrived. That's why global work is concentrating in new places, not by accident, but by design.